on? Is this thing on? Okay, that joke never gets old. So, welcome to the County Fair Lasagna Day. The blog has been live for almost 24 hours, and I've gotten a lot of feedback already. Thank you guys for the feedback, saying that people are really enjoying the comical YouTube videos of, I guess, trying to see me try and prepare the world's greatest multigrain homemade pancake. If you're seeing this video, you're on the channel already, so take a look at those videos if you haven't yet. I didn't know they were as funny as apparently they are, but I do what I can. So I thought since it's really cold outside, it would be fun to try and make something warm and comforty. So comfort food. Everybody loves lasagna. I've never met anyone who doesn't like lasagna, and if I ever did, I would be immediately suspicious of this person. I spent a little bit of time looking online at recipes for lasagna, which is typically marinara sauce, noodles, and then a combination of cheesy goodness and some sort of meat, to get an idea of the nutritional quality of that. As you guys know by now, I'm a whole foods plant-based kind of guy for the most part. And so I did a little bit of math and found out that by averaging several different online recipes, I'm not picking on anyone in particular, assuming a typical lasagna pan size lasagna, people are using about a pound of ground beef, ground turkey, ground whatever. They're putting in many cases 2 cups of ricotta cheese. There is a lot of shredded mozzarella. There are shredded other kinds of cheeses, which I'm told is blasphemous when one is cooking lasagna. And there's often some Parmesan cheese on top. Add in the tomatoes, the tomato sauce, the tomato paste, and in sort of eyeball number of what we're dealing with is about 3,600 calories in a lasagna pan, 255 grams of fat, 141 grams of saturated fat, which is, think, solid at room temperature, minimal sugar, but 7,400 milligrams of sodium, which is astronomical. And the reason why there's so much sodium is because it's very prevalent in cheese, it's very prevalent in a lot of store-bought pasta sauces. Always look for low sodium whenever you can. The reason this matters is because in a pan of lasagna, I don't know how your family does this. I am told, and the internet will seem to confirm, that a portion size of lasagna is about 1/12 of the pan. Maybe that works if you are feeding mice in your family or if you have very small dogs. In my house, this would not be 12 servings. I have 2 young boys who would do more. It's possible that my lovely assistant would eat a 1/12 of a pan of this. There was a time in my life when I would have eaten half of this easily in a sitting. I think it is probably not uncommon that a lot of guys out there would eat a similar quantity of this at a portion. Also at a sitting. Also keep in mind, most people don't eat just lasagna. It comes with salad often, which is great. It also comes with garlic bread, and who knows what else garlic bread is. As you know, bread, that's the main ingredient in bread. It also is generally slathered with butter and garlic and other stuff. The butter is also an added source of saturated fat. So if you, let's say, divide this by 6, let's say there's 6 portions in a lasagna pan, that's 600 calories. It's not the end of the world. Maybe 25 grams of saturated fat in a serving, not good. Maybe 1,200 milligrams of sodium. The cap on the sodium you're supposed to have in a day is around 2,300 milligrams. There have been a lot of studies saying that 1,500 is a better target. If you read the DASH diet information, the dietary approaches to stop hypertension, they will tell you that 1,500 is a much better target, and there are a lot of studies that confirm you get better hypertension health outcomes if you can limit yourself to that. So lasagna, as we said, it's basically noodles, sauce, and the gooey filling. So instead of the cheese and the meat, we are going to substitute tofu. We have extra firm tofu, and I'll put the recipe on the blog. We're going to add spinach, we are going to add edamame peas, and we're going to add some broccoli, and we're going to create our lasagna with that. So that said, let us get started. We're going to start with the filling. Have a food processor. We have tofu inserted. We're going to spill the spinach on the counter. This is probably about 5 ounces of spinach, give or take. We're going to mush that in as best we can. We're going to carefully measure. We're going to carefully open. I'm a guy, and this is how guys cook. Let's all be honest. Carefully measure about a tablespoon of oregano, about a tablespoon of dried basil, You can use fresh stuff if you have it. That's cool too. And probably about 2 little cloves of garlic, maybe 3. You can do more if you like garlic. It's not a big deal. So we're going to do this. We're going to mush this in the food processor. Spill a little bit more on your counter just so it doesn't feel excluded. And then the battle that we all know and love, trying to mush the stuff down in the bottom of the food processor so it is fooded and processed. And this is a battle, and it takes a little time, but it's totally doable. So what are we gaining out of this? Since this is plant-based, we are tremendously reducing the amount of saturated fat that appears in this meal. We are also tremendously reducing the amount of sodium. All right, let me do this one more time. We're getting there. All right, so let's pause the video for just a second. I don't think you guys want to watch me do this. And then we will resume once this has been processed a little bit.